Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Friday, April 13th, and I'm Macy Morgan. Thank you for tuning in to Texan TV News. In campus news, Texan News reports that adorable puppy Trip gets new legs. Trip is an 8-month-old mutt who was born unable to use his front legs. Owner and residential leader at Tarleton State University, Carly Martin, calls his legs nubs because they are not full front legs. Trip wasn't able to run and play like other dogs. Then, in January, Trip received the gift of mobility in the form of a wheel cart. After 8 months and a lot of research, Martin found Jerry West, a man from Burleson who made wheelchairs for dogs for free. West mentioned that out of the over 600 wheelchairs he has built, this is West's second front leg chair. After a month in his new chair cart, Trip was walking, running, and playing with Martin's other dogs. Martin eventually plans to transfer Trip from a wheelchair to prosthetics to give him easy access to running around and allow him to do more things than he is able to do in the chair. For now, though, this puppy is just ready to take on the day with his brand new pair of legs. In local news, are you graduating soon and struggling to find a job? Well, mark your calendars for Thursday, April 19th. The Purple Goat in Stephenville is hosting a meet and greet for Enterprise. The event is open for Tarleton faculty and staff as well as students and alumni, and will include free food and free networking. Staff and faculty are expected to arrive at 5 p.m. and students and alumni at 5:30. The meet and greet ends at 6:30. Tarleton alumni who now work for Enterprise are expected to be there offering advice and helping students find jobs. The dress code for the event is casual. The final day to RSVP for this event is Monday, April 16th via Tarleton Handshake. For more questions, contact Career Services at 254-968-9078. The Texas Tribune reports that schools hit hard by Hurricane Harvey may not have to worry about how well students do on their standardized test. At a meeting of the State Board of Education, Texas Education Commissioner Mike Morris said that he understands the impact of the storm on schools and students. Agency officials will look at scores and determine whether or not schools get a waiver because of Harvey. Tens of thousands of students were displaced by the storms, and administrators argue that taking in their scores will show the trauma they've been through, not their abilities. A decision will be made in June on whether schools affected by Harvey will get a waiver on scores. In national news, AP News reports that across the United States, schools are shutting their doors as teachers head to the Capitol to protest for more funding. First Arizona, West Virginia, and Oklahoma, now Kentucky. Teachers are putting up a fight against the governor. Louisville, Lexington, and 30 other districts had to shut their doors today. Other districts sent teachers to be their voice but plan to stay open. Governor Matt Bevin vetoed 2 bills that would have helped education funding, so now teachers are demanding their voices be heard. Kentucky lawmakers have been battling budget issues for several years. If they cannot come to the conclusion, then the state government could shut down at the start of the fiscal year, July 1st. For more national news about school closures, we turn to AP News.
Good morning! After our meeting with Senate leadership today, the Republican Senate caucus decided that they did not want to move forward in any way to have a resolution of support for the future.
Here, Hoskin here, Humphrey.
Sides of the issues that have been before you in these last few days, you have labored.
In international news, AP News is reporting that after 76 years, 2 childhood friends and Holocaust survivors were reunited. Alice Gersel and her family were Jewish, so they hid in the Gronowski family's home for nearly 2 weeks in 1941. When Gersel's family was able to leave and head to France, she hoped to see little Simon again. The Gronowski family was also Jewish and hid for 18 months before Nazis came and put Simon, his sister, and their mother on a death train to Auschwitz. Gershel thought that her family's closest friends were dead all this time. Luckily, 11-year-old Simon Gronowski's mother opened the door of the box train and told him to jump. Because of this, he was able to go back to his father and live in the apartment he grew up in. He eventually went to law school and practiced law in Brussels. Gershel's family migrated to the United States, where she ended up in Los Angeles in the real estate business. Gronowski is now 86 and Gershel is 89, and they were able to reunite at the Los Angeles Museum of the Holocaust. They found each other after Gershel's nephew searched her maiden name and came across Gronowski's memoir, The Child of the 20th Train. Now, more than 3/4 of a century later, two childhood friends get to tell their story of surviving the Holocaust. For more of today's national and international news, we turn to the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg goes back to Capitol Hill on Wednesday, this time to testify before House members. On Tuesday, Zuckerberg told senators that Facebook did not do enough to protect user data and that he plans to do better. The federal agents who raided the offices of President Trump's personal attorney were focused on payments made to two women who say they had affairs with Trump years ago. A person familiar with the investigation tells the AP investigators want to know if fraud was involved in payments to the women. National Guard troops were seen deploying along the Rio Grande River in South Texas. At least 1,600 Guard troops are being sent to the U.S.-Mexico border to support border agents. And a landslide in southern Japan buried a small cluster of homes. Rescue crews searched for up to 6 people on Wednesday. Shirley Smith, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
In sports, we have breaking news with Todd Archer, ESPN NFL reporter, tweeting that the Cowboys have released Dez Bryant after his meeting with Jerry Jones. A source said that Bryant wasn't offered a pay cut. Bryant has responded with the tweet that it wasn't his decision and he will always love Cowboy Nation. For today's weather, we turn to Maggie Mankin.
The National Weather Service is reporting that today Stephenville will have a high of 88 and a low of 46, with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Saturday we see a temperature drop with a high of 63 and a low of 35, with wind gusts up to 15 miles per hour. On Sunday, we have a high of 66 and a low of 43.
This has been a production of Texan TV News, a product of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Watch us live on Apogee Channel 2.1 in the dorms at 12:30 weekdays. If you live off campus, tune in on Northland Cable Channel 9. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net for all of your latest local, state, national, and international news. Today's broadcast was produced by Joel Leach, Maggie Mankin, Macy Morgan, and Parker Burns. Have a wonderful day, Texans.